the Lions Den Camp, located right here in Jacksonville, Florida. We come out every week to prophesy the downfall of the wicked place called Babylon, known in the scriptures. Also to announce the return of our Father Yahweh, sending his son Yahweh Shai to deliver the hopeful elect of the children of Israel and reestablish righteousness on this earth. But before we begin, we want to give praises to the Most High and his son in the ancient Paleo-Hebrew, also known as the Lashbar Kadash, or the Holy Tongue. We'll say Kal,
Halayim, La, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Ha, Waka, Kodash, Mama.
Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders, and Shalom to you, Akim, and Akwati, the children, which means brothers and sisters that believe in sincerity and the truth around the four corners of the earth, man, because the time is at hand, all right? What we want to focus on today is, death and hell and the condition that we're currently in as a people, and also being on the edge of uncertainty, walking in the shadow of death, constant affliction, under the threat of death on a daily basis and danger. All right, that's why this is our death, man, as a nation here. But now the Lord is raising us up. All right, so I want to read about King David when he was talking about the gates of death. The gates of death is something that leads you close to death, like a near-death experience. All right, so what is here in this land, in this current matrix, that has our people at a constant threat of death? The threat of suffering, always under affliction, which is nothing, and all these things bring nothing but sorrow, which represents hell. All right, and these are the things that King David knew that he was going to be delivered from through Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. All right, so let's start off with Psalms 9:13.
This is Psalms 9:13. Have mercy upon me, O Lord.
Right, dangerous place to fall.
Consider my trouble, which I suffer of them that hate me. Thou that livest me up.
Yeah, go ahead. You gotta read that correctly.
All right. Verse 13, have mercy upon me, O Lord. Consider my trouble, which I suffer to them that hate me.
No, you gotta stop there.
Okay.
All right, read that again. And stop right. Consider my trouble.
Consider my trouble, which I suffer.
Start at the beginning and stop at consider my trouble.
Okay. Verse 13, have mercy upon me, O Lord. Consider my trouble.
There you go. All right, so that's what we asking the Lord to do. Have mercy upon us. And what's that? Somebody know what that's at? In wrath. I get it. I know I'm gonna do this, bro. Can't get to the left.
That wrath, remember mercy.
Yeah, you know where's that?
Habakkuk 3:2. I'll get it.
You got it?
I'll get it.
Okay. Let's get that real quick, man. So that's what we're doing. We know we're trying to warn our people. The Lord sent us out and said, what? Give them warning from him. But because we know the Lord is going to bring his judgment. All right? But in his wrath, we're asking the Lord to remember his mercy. Now, you got a lot of jakes that don't believe this is going to happen. That's why they'll say, what do y'all teach for? Why do y'all all of a sudden want to be Israelites? Why do you want to connect with the people of the Bible? You don't have no identity? No, we got a calling to do this. It got to be a calling on your spirit. We are the ones that desire a righteousness upon this earth. Other than that, where will we find it? People talk about building up the black community. We building it up for what? So it could dwell in the midst of uncertainty, and death and hell, and wickedness and sin. See that? And they can perpetuate all the wickedness that they're doing in the world, man. The scriptures say the wicked gonna wax worse. So if they did raise up a community of black people, as they always say, it's going to be a community of nothing but pure darkness and wickedness.
You said it perfectly in your lesson about the bald dude.
Yeah.
Saint and sinner.
Yeah.
You talking about what's going to catapult our people, black people, forward.
Yeah.
What?
And they've been saying that for years. It never happened. And Martin Luther King started saying that shit. The only one that had the kind of right idea was what was that movie? Birth of a Nation.
Gone. Nat Turner.
Nat Turner.
Gone.
I just said,
Allegedly.
Damn, boy.
catapulting off of what you said, anything that would catapult our people forward in this society would be a step back, major step backwards. Because under what standard would it be? It would be under the standard of this world where anything goes.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? So now what happens? You have a community of people, right? There's gonna be chaos in the middle of that community because you're gonna have some broken wrists. You gotta have some that believe in one thing, some that believe in another, and all of them communing together, moving forward. It's gonna pretty soon they're gonna spark waves, and guess what? We're gonna be right back in the same position that we're in right now.
What the Lord said, no man shall redeem you, man. Nobody's gonna free us from this bondage, man. Anything they try to do, they building us up or pushing us forward, they're pushing us further from the Lord.
Yes.
All right. Acts 17:30. In the times of this ignorance, Yahweh winked at, but now commanded all men everywhere that to repent. And repent means to turn back to Him, not go further away, further into the world. You know, and they don't want to do that. So what did the Lord say? All these people like Marquette, that's his name. I don't even think that's his name. Deep. Something else happened today. Yeah. Somebody called him out for a boxing match.
Really?
You know, he be talking about boxing.
Yeah, he
and all
be
that.
fitness and shit.
I'm talking about this dude was like a ninja. He in Philly. Yeah, man. And he, you can't even see who he is. He like, yo, $50,000. He want to box him ASAP. Bare knuckle for $100,000. And he exposing him for everything, just like Polite got exposed. Out of nowhere.
This happened fast.
Fast.
He ain't been out here. He ain't been out there too long.
He getting exposed quick, man. The Lord said that he'll send him a cruel messenger. You know?
That's Obadiah.
That's Obadiah, right? The Lord has sent a cruel messenger to him.
Just wanted to have a
Yes.
3. This is Habakkuk chapter 3, verse 2. O Yahweh, I have heard thy speech and was afraid. O Yahweh, renew. What is that? O Yahweh, revive thy work in the midst of the years. In the midst of the years, make known in wrath, remember mercy.
See that? So in the midst of the years, man, and we're in the midst of the time right now. That's what they call the matrix. That's time. And in the midst of that, the Lord's going to do what? Intervene. And he said, but when you bring your wrath, remember, we asking the Lord to remember mercy, just like King David knew he was going to do.
And then also said, revive thy works. Well, we're the workmanship of the Lord. And we're being revived right here as we speak.
Yep.
But to those that are dead in the world, dead in trespassing and sin, as we were once at one point in time, right, are not going to be able to take heed and understand that we're being birthed as a nation through Yahweh Hashem Yahweh through that standard. That's how we move forward.
Right, and others, you'll see 2/3 of Jakes. They'll say, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before them. They don't want to see the Lord's name revived in the earth. That's what it means to be renewed, to be refreshed, to be revived, man. All right? They don't want to see Israel revived in the earth. They don't want to see righteousness revived in the earth. Why? Because their deeds, what did it say?
These are wicked.
Great.
Oh, you want me? Okay.
Let's get it real quick. We ain't gonna go too far off.
This is John chapter 3, verse 19. And this is the condemnation that light is coming to the world, and men love darkness rather than light because their deeds were evil.
See that? That's why people like that dude Marquette, whatever, Saint and the Sinner. What the hell? Double-minded man.
Hot and cold.
Right. Lukewarm. There you go. That's a good lesson. He's getting with that one. But what is that again? That part? What is it?
It says, and this is the condemnation that light is coming to the world, and men love darkness rather than light because their deeds were evil.
Yeah, they love darkness rather than light. So if you see people that's built up in this society, they built up their houses, their business. They built up their fame. They built, building up a status in this world today. They built that whole house upon sand. You see that? So everything they built up is built upon sand, man. And we built ours upon the rock, Yahweh Shai. You know?
Well, right. We're not building a business on the rock of Yahweh Shai. We're not building trying to get monetary gain, you know?
Right. Yeah. We use this world without abusing it. Right? And we love the Lord more than mammon. You know? So let's get Psalm 9:13 again.
This is Psalm chapter 9 and 13. Have mercy upon me, O Lord, consider my trouble.
See, we're asking the Lord to have mercy upon us, and in wrath, remember mercy. Consider our troubles. And what he said, he's going to deliver us out of those troubles. You know, he said he'll come in and sup with you, man. He's the scriptures say he's a present help. You know, and we are witnesses of that, man. All right.
Verse 13.
Yep.
Have mercy upon me, O Lord, consider my trouble, which I suffer of them that hate me.
Right. So how are you going to ask for the Lord to have mercy on you when you don't know his name? When you say, what is his name? What is his son's name that thou canst tell? All right. So they're not even going to know who to call on in that day because they've been following false teachers, or they've been led by their own vain understanding, right? And, what did that part say again?
Which I suffer of them that hate me.
See, which we suffer from them that hate us, man. The persecution, the hell that we go through, the affliction, you know, with the jobs, sometimes with your woman in the household, you know, people at your job, people that's on the street, scoffers. You know, the scoffer and the prophet go hand in hand together. You know what I'm saying? It's like the heckler that be at the comedy shows. They go hand in hand together. Another word for comedy is truth. So, all right, what is it? I'm trying to dip out the sun. Damn.
Well,
Can't get away from it.
To your left, to your right.
No, I'm good though. I'm good.
The tree?
I'll slide down a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna just do this to move over there.
This is Psalm 9:13. Have mercy upon me, O Lord, consider my trouble, which I suffer of them that hate me.
Yep, so we suffering at the hand of these devils out here, man. Even on YouTube. Oh, your social media. See? That's oppression, man.
Dang, it really is.
But it is. It's a form of persecution, man. You know, they persecute us because of our teaching. It's free speech, but not over here, though. Not on this. They got their little technical domains. You see it?
Another matrix to oppress us.
Yep.
Which I suffer of them that hate me.
Right, it's coming. Martial law. Look at our people that's going through that with the migration, immigrant, what's called it? ICE. You see, I seen a little girl crying the other day on the Instagram. Both parents around and all that. They got them out of here.
Took her past. She said, "This is supposed to be my first day of school."
Yeah. You know, I tried to go past it, but I had to go back. And I was like, damn. That got me, you know? You ever think about them as Israel again? You know, I kind of being cold. Like, yeah, ice them. I was kind of cold on both sides. Cold as ice, but good.
Which I suffer of them that hate me, thou that liftest me up from the gates of death.
See that? See, we're suffering at the hands of those that hate us. Who the one that hate us? Not only Esau no more. Our people as well. They rising up in hatred towards the Lord, towards His truth. They don't hate you, the individual. A lot of these Jake women do.
Yes.
You know, treating us bad at the register. You go to the register, and they be like, they'll see Esau, and they be like, "How you doing, sir? Welcome to How's your day?" And as soon as they see Jake, they so stuck on not trying to be obligated to speak to a so-called black man. I have to speak to you. I ain't Eve. I ain't your sister. I'm not obligated to speak to you. So they'll go above and beyond to disregard you. So they all rising up. So on top of that, being in this truth, we go through even more persecution, suffering for good. All right. So rising up. So we know who's going to deliver us out of the way of those that hate us, and they're going to show their hatred. The devil coming down with great wrath, because he knows that he has but a short time. And then they got martial law coming up soon. All right, you got something? Yeah, come, we can talk about it.
This is Proverbs chapter 17:11. It says, "An evil man seeketh only rebellion, therefore a cruel messenger shall be sent against him." So, our people, they're totally rebellious against the Lord. They hate themselves. They hate their own people. Eve, our women, they hate themselves, and that's for Yahweh Shai, man, the Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. You have to come back and show what you was being rebellious against.
Right, and that's gonna be the that's what's really gonna hurt him, because how Eve turned on us, because you know it was an act of war to pull us out of the household from Esau. They didn't realize that, so they decided the oppression, talking about the wicked one, right? So now, with that being said, they expected us to always be down in the dust, in the dirt, and as the Lord lifts us up, now they're understanding that the decision that they made, or was made, the choice that was made for them, was a terrible decision, because they expected us to be at a low degree at all times. But now we just see that we've been lifted up by the Lord. Now you got to turn to the oppressor who you were sided with and look for salvation through him. Yep. And when they realize that he made the unconscious decision, they're gonna be that's a tough pill to swallow. So that's why that's gonna cause them to hate us even more.
Yep. They're gonna turn bitter. You know, so they were. That's why the Lord said they're a rebellious house. And he said, wicked person. What did it say?
What Proverbs 17:11, it says, an evil man seeketh only rebellion.
Evil man. I guess we're still talking about you, Marquette. Man, experience, let's get off this topic. All he's seeking is rebellion, just like Esau. All Esau sought was rebellion. Ways to go against the Lord. Just like these, some of these jakes that set themselves up as scoffers. They establish themselves as Lawatazah. And scoffers, they get paid off of it. All they doing is scoffing at the word, rebelling. You know? Let me get this real quick.
1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 23. It says, for rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry.
Look at that.
Because thou rejected the word of the Lord Yahweh, he also rejected thee from being king.
Well, you know, he ain't gonna be a king, so he won't be one of the first kings to enter into the kingdom. But on top of that, he said what? This has the sin of witchcraft, man. And it's along the same lines as idolatry. Why? Because they blaspheme in the Holy Spirit. They're going against the spirit of truth. All right?
Micah 7.
Come on, lock it off.
Micah 7:9. I will bear the indignation of the Lord, because I have sinned against him, until he plead my cause and execute judgment for me. He will bring me forth to the light, and I shall behold his righteousness. So all we have to do is bear our cross with Yahweh Shem Shai. He's going to glorify us, justify us, and everything that everybody's trying to say is not going to happen for us. And we're following the ways of Yahweh Shem Shai. He's going to justify his word, and those that by and by will be justified and glorified in that. Versus everybody who's doubting us, want to persecute us, they're going to see that, but they're not going to be a part of that. They're going to have to face the wrath and indignation for not bearing their cross. They're supposed to join in with this, but they want to stand on the sideline, the peanut gallery, mocking and scoffing. That's going to be their shame come judgment day.
That's right. Yep. Go ahead. Can you grab Habakkuk 25?
This is Micah chapter 2, verse 8, just to back up the point.
Yes, 25.
It says, even of late, my people is risen up as an enemy.
What are you talking about?
He pulled the robe with the garment from them that passed by securely as men averse from war. So as of late, our people has risen up and as an enemy, not only against the Heavenly Father, but against their own people. They want to pull off our garments. They want to pull us away from this truth. They want to pull us from the fight. They want to pull us away from our salvation by using destructive words like saying that we're nobody, we don't know who we are and all this. But this tells us who we are. If you read this and you look at what's going on, it perfectly lines up that we are the Lord's chosen people. But our people are enemies. They're enemies to the Lord, they're enemies to the truth, and they're enemies to the prophets. Right. And like the brother Kabash was saying, because of that, they're going to have to bear the indignation of Yahweh Shem Shai for choosing the wrong side.
And our people actually did snatch the garments off. Our people come back from war. That's how wicked our 2/3 of our people are, man. That's exactly how they are. That actually happened. They were snatching out the garments of those coming back from war, man. So you can think it physically happened, and you can think about it from a spiritual standpoint from 2/3 of our people.
Yep. So, you know, real quick. So somebody that's averse from war, meaning they're tired. They don't want to fight no more. So that's the same way the Lord sent us into this world as sheep in the midst of wolves. He didn't send us here to fight a battle. So what do they want? What are y'all gonna build out here? Y'all gonna make some buildings? Y'all ain't building nothing. He ain't send us here to do that. He sent us here to build up our people. He ain't send us here to fight you physically or to fight like the Black Panthers. You know?
No, I was about to say, we building. You just can't see it. You can't see it. And then when it is made manifest unto those who weren't awakened in the before time, they're gonna wake up to shame.
Right, that's right. That's right. And we don't have to sit around and wait for it.
Right.
You know, we just gotta understand and believe that the Lord is gonna do what He said He's gonna do. And He's gonna confound all the naysayers and non-believers.
Just like how Solomon built the temple of the Lord, it wasn't noisy. Everything was fashioned like away from it, and when everything was brought, they just kind of put it together. It was like quiet, it was like solemn. Same thing that's happening right now. Yeah, we're lifting up our voices of trumpet, getting our people to come back into the Lord. But at the same time, that building is being built, that New Jerusalem, Yasharallah.
Yep, undisturbed. That's what the Lord wants.
Just like when Noah built his ark, people walking by, they don't understand why he doing this work, why he doing this. It's a waste of time. We need to come party, eat, and drink, marry, and do everything we doing. Versus it started raining. Now they understand why this ark was being built, and they wanna jump on the boat. They banging on the side, but the Lord already sealed them up in there, and it's too late for you to try to get in. You should have been a part of the building.
That's right. Somebody get that Romans 11. Bow down their back. Go ahead, Habakkuk 2 and 5.
This Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 5.
Right, because we're speaking about the deliverance to come, and people waiting for somebody to come out of the sky and save you. You know?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
And the strangers look at salvation.
They show spaceships sitting there believing aliens and shit.
Right.
Right.
Aliens gonna come.
They believe in that dollar though.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, but the funny thing is, the thing that they believe they see is actually losing value. So it says $20 on it, but in the bank it's less value. Or the store, at the shelf, at the register is less value than that.
Took what, 5 cents to make $20 bills?
Exactly. So that's more deceptive than the things you can't see in the spirit. I don't get this one and this one.
This is Romans 11, in verse 9, it says, "In David's cell, let the table be made a snare,
King David, man, that's crazy. We on that spirit, that topic today. Go ahead, bro.
and the trap, and the stumbling block, and the recompense unto them."
Right. This was a curse that the Lord prayed. Well, King David prayed upon that the Lord put on 2/3, man. You know, when they try to read the scriptures, let it be a snare and a trap and a stumbling block unto them, man. So they'll stumble at the word, man. They'll find out that the Lord is a so-called black man when you read the scriptures. That his name is Yahushua, not Jebus. Bobbleheads. Go ahead.
Verse 10, Romans 11, "Let the eyes be darkened."
Right, let their eyes be darkened, man. Light skin, but dark eyes. They can't see what the hell's going on. Blind is bad. Go ahead.
That they may not see,
Right, Stevie Wonder can see more than them.
and bow down their back always.
Right, so that 2/3, they're going to bow down their back all the way. What does that mean? They're going to bow down under the troubles of this world, and that they're afflicting themselves, and that Esau persecutes them with. The Lord said they're going to suffer under that, man, all the way to the end. All right? For us, we're hoping to be delivered from those troubles. See that? Let's move on. Habakkuk 2 and 5.
Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 5.
Yeah.
Yea, also, because he transgressed by wine,
Right, because Esau transgresses by wine. Go ahead.
he is a proud man.
They are proud. That's where they get their pride from. Do all the business, robbing, stealing, and killing. Just like Nebuchadnezzar, when he established Babylon, taking us into captivity, taking down what's his name? What was his name, man? Zedekiah. When he took down Zedekiah, you know, when he took down the kingdom of Judah, when he couldn't, you know, when he did that, that'd give somebody pride. All right. So when they took us into slavery, and they built what you call Wall Street and the banking system, school system, Willie Lynch system. All right. Once they did all that, that's what created their pride. You know, they get big-headed. Go ahead, bro.
Neither keepeth at home,
Right.
who enlarges his desire as hell.
Right. So their pride has led them to try to take over the whole world through dollar dominance. You heard Trump talking about it recently, saying the dollar is king. You know, and we see their works that they're doing all over the world through the TV. The destruction they caused Hiroshima, Nagasaki. What was that? Desert Storm, Baghdad. You know, Iran, Gaza. We're seeing their handiwork. All right, Ukraine. Right? So they neither keepeth at home. Go ahead.
and is as death.
And is as death, man. So as long as we in their custody, we're going through nothing but affliction and under the threat of death on a daily basis. And because of our foods, walking outside in the street, you can get shot by a police or some Jake that got a weapon from Esau, because that's how they get into our neighborhoods. The hatred from Jake, from the record labels that allow that type of music, that promote that music, death music, all over the radio waves, and our people ride around listening to it. Next thing you know, they got hate for you for no damn reason. So all of this shit stems from Esau, man. Huh?
Crafty counsel.
Yeah, man. You know? And bad company corrupt the good manners. And birds of a feather flock together. Right? So he says what? It is as death. All right? And that's what King David knew, who was going to lift us up from that death and that hell that we're going through, being under the hands of Esau right now, under their system. This is hell in this place, man. While they're in rulership. All right? It's hell for the children of Israel. No, that was it on that, right?
Oh, no, it's more.
You can go one more if there's anything.
And cannot be satisfied,
Yep.
but gathered unto him all nations, heaped unto him all people.
All right, and we was some of the main people that got heaped unto. You know what I mean? They had a big giant hefty spoon, you know, them big ass Disney spoons. Yeah, ladle. I don't know what that is, but it sounds like it. Big ass pot spoon and shit. It take them a nice feeling. Look at these precepts. That was crazy as well. All right, and then you got one too? All right.
It's Proverbs 12 and 26. The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the ways of the wicked seduceth them. So basically, that's how 2/3 of people fall under the seduction of the wicked, right?
Right.
And luckily, we were pulled away from that through Yahweh shooting outside. That's good. Because if not, people falling right along with them.
Yeah, not knowing that they're better than you are.
Right.
You know? But you got people like this dude Mark Quick. They're talking about building up the black community and all that. Yo. Or their whole page be dedicated to telling you how managed the women are acting today. The black woman. Like, who cares? If they're acting like that, what should we be acting like? More of a man. You know what I'm saying? So if over time they evolved into that, we evolved into something too. So why did the Lord, even though we got testicles and we've got beards, the Lord still look at you and say, show thyself to be men. Like, man, I thought I was a man. And now you just a beast. Now we become more than just men. So let them be what they're gonna be. But what are you though? That's the thing. Right? So Marquette, man, they talking about what I do, Saint in the Center, the bald-headed Goonie. You know what I'm saying? So people like him, people like Polite, they always come along talking about building up the black community, starting with the black woman, and belittling men, saying they're not masculine enough. But when they be flamboyant as hell.
That whole build up the black community, they just want dollars. They just want
talking about the money.
That's all it is. That's all it is.
And they seek only rebellion.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the truth, they be like, oh, this is interesting, man. All right, Israelite, huh? Yeah. Next thing you know, he's a creator of stuff.
Hey, shit, even in the Israelite community, Nate the Snake, you know what I'm saying? Booster clubs, this, that, and the third, want to build up black Israelites, even though we're not black and whatnot. But still, that's his mission, that's his goal.
That's cool, man. Only rebellion, man. He's been rebelling since the name. He's been rebelling since the 80s.
Wow.
Oh, wait. 90s.
Oh, you had it right by then, bro.
Back then. Yeah. That was before the internet. Right. That was before the internet money.
Oh, in darkness, you have to be yelling out, Yahweh by shooting outside. As soon as that light shine, JC!
Yahweh like, go out there and tell about me. You go out there and say Jesus. All right,
Lord, like you had one job.
Yeah, one job to do, man.
Hey, he doing that job. He's a fox in the desert, just like the scriptures say.
Yeah, that's right.
So he's doing his job.
1 Samuel 2 and 8. Did we get that right? 1 Samuel 2 and 8. Zechariah 5 and 9, or 5 and 8. Right?
This is 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 8.
Right, again, King David was speaking about, he knew that the Lord was going to lift him up from that death and hellish condition that he was in, that situation of those that hate him. At the time, it was the Philistines and some of his family, but we know today the enemy is damn near everybody. That's not the truth.
His own son, Absalom.
Yeah, him too. Yeah, Absalom. Right.
This is 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 8. He raiseth up the poor out of the dust and lifteth up the beggar from the dunghill.
There you go. So who's going to lift us up today? Dawad, the city of love, tabernacle of love, the house of love, which is order, under the, go ahead, and faith, go ahead.
To set them among princes and to make them inherit the throne of glory.
Right, so when the Lord lifts us up out of this condition, man, out of hell, out of Babylon, out of death, out of sin, He's going to cause us to sit upon thrones and inherit glory, man. That's the kingdom. And that's what King David was speaking about. All right? Then he said, I will give you the sure mercies of David. So everything he promised to King David, he promised in us. Go ahead.
For the pillars of the earth are the Lord's, and he hath set the world upon them. He will keep the feet of his saints.
He will keep the feet, meaning what? They say, blessed are the feet of them that lead many to righteousness. He started that when he anointed the feet of, who was that, Peter? That was Peter, he anointed his feet, right? He washed his feet. So he's going to keep your feet, meaning what? Keep you on the right path. All right, that foot right there is not talking about keep the damn pedicure right. He ain't talking about having split toe shoes and all that. Foot means path in the scripture most of the time. All right, so keep you from falling. But what did we read in Romans 11 just now? He said the rest of them gonna stumble. Let it be a stumbling block unto them. That's why people are like, I don't like that Bible. You and that Bible over there. Tell me something without reading the Bible. That's right, because the word done tripped you up before. You don't want to feel that pain no more. You done got cut. You probably read it and got cut from the scriptures. And once we read it, you're gonna go through that again.
They don't want to come into the light unless their deeds be reproved.
And that reproving is like harder punches than Mike Tyson used to give.
Like going up the steps, and they keep hitting their shin, so now they don't want to go up the steps no more.
Yeah, they hate the Bible and they hate whoever holding it. and see, a lot of people not afraid of the sword. They're only afraid of the one that know how to yield the sword, in battle.
Verse 9, 1 Samuel chapter 2. It says, he will keep the feet of his saints, and the wicked shall be silent in darkness.
Right.
For by strength shall no man prevail.
See that? By strength shall no man prevail. What's strength in this society? Money, fame, success. That's outside of money, meaning your business partners. By strength shall no man prevail, man. All right? By your weapons, by your skill, boxing and shit. All right? That's not going to free us from our condition. So you're going to be dwelling in that damn darkness, and pushing that on our people until the end. That was it?
Good, verse 10. It says, the adversaries of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, shall be broken to pieces. Out of heaven shall he thunder upon them. The Lord shall judge the ends of the earth, and he shall give strength unto his king, and exalt the horn of his anointed. So come on, man. Hey, the adversaries of the Lord are going to be broken to pieces. Why? Because he's our ultimate redeemer. No other man can buy us except for the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua himself, man. So that's why we got to wait upon the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua in order to redeem us within these times, man. Because that's our ticket out of here. We won't be by our own strength of ourselves. We won't be able to do anything. As far as get down on our knees and pray to the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua for that divine intervention, man. That we definitely most need, man.
Can we kind of keep the line kind of more straight so we don't curve it all the way to people walk right?
Yeah. All right, where we at?
2 Samuel. Just finished reading 2 Samuel.
There you go. That's all right. Gonna make it last way back, brother. All right, you just read that one, right?
No.
That was all the way to
10.
Okay, then we went past it. That's good. What was that?
2 Samuel 2 and 10. 2 and 8. Well, no, it's like 2 and
1 Samuel?
Yeah, first Samuel, my bad.
Oh, come on. I was about to say, look at First Samuel too. All right, Zechariah 5 and 8. All right, cool. The whole focus is, man, we know who's gonna lift up the beggar from this dunghill, man. The shit that we in. You know, we got ourselves in some shit. So who
Cleaned up.
we gotta be cleaned off. We know who's gonna lift us up. The same one that lifted us up the first time out of Egypt. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Right? The Father, Yahweh. We're going to send Yahweh Shai to lift us up on eagle's wings once again. Right?
Zechariah chapter 5, verse 8.
Right.
And he said, this is wickedness, and he cast it into the midst of the ephah, and he cast a weight of lead upon the mouth thereof.
Right, so what is that talking about? That's talking about this place, America, and literally a place of bondage and judgment. That's what the weight of lead represents. The Lord put a certain weight of judgment upon us here in Babylon, which ultimately adds to us being in death and hell. Who has the keys to that? Who has the keys to keep you from going through hell every day? And when you go through it, what they say, you know, you can feel the coolness in the air, but you're still warm. So you know the danger, you feel it, you can see the danger and you feel it, but it's not destroying you.
Sufficient to the day of the evil.
Sufficient until the day of the evil, man. So the Lord gonna anoint you in the midst of that danger, man. You know, but 2/3, He gonna keep them locked under their damn troubles. And they're gonna turn against Him in the midst of those troubles. And they're gonna show themselves not to be friends to the Lord in the midst of those troubles, which means what? In the midst of those troubles, they're gonna show themselves to be dishonorable. And that's what we're hoping to be, is honorable when Yahweh Shah shows up. All right? Not to be perfect, but to be honorable.
No God.
Right. All right, somebody read, who's reading?
I was reading Zechariah 5 and 8.
All right, we gotta go to 9.
All right. Zechariah 5 and 8. And he said, this is the wickedness, and he cast it into the midst of the ephah.
Right, so he cast wickedness here too. So imagine that with people that believe in righteousness, you know? And now we in the midst of this place, and now he casted wickedness here too. All right?
And he said, and he cast the weight of lead upon the mouth thereof.
Right, he cast a weight of lead upon it, meaning what? Judgment. He put a certain level of judgment here, and which is what goes into bondage. So we can't get, nobody can free us from that shit. That's a judgment from the Lord. Yeah, what you call the curses.
Would that go into the black horse in Revelation?
Yeah. The first balance is it, but it's still both. Yeah. Well, the black horse is talking about now.
Okay. All right.
But I always say it as two.
But I can see the difference between
That balance is.
Yeah.
So there were two. There was one moment. Now they're trying to do it again.
Okay. All right. All right.
Yeah. So even the red horse is talking about now. But it's still, we know when it started.
Yeah.
With Esau, a reflection of that.
All right. Verse 9. Then lift up mine eyes and look, and behold, there came out 2 men, like it 2 women, and the wind was in their wings.
Right. It's not just about the so-called Negroes. The Lord said it came out 2 women. What's that? Northern and the Southern Kingdom. It's going to come out of this place, America. But we came over here at different times, though. You see that a lot of Native Americans were already here. You know, and then they put up so many different diseases on them. You know, testings upon them. So where they started destroying them off. And a lot of the Native Americans were fighting back. They even stopped talking to them. They had a pact where they wouldn't talk. You know what I mean? Oh my goodness, this is here, man. Shut up, man.
Verse 9. Then lift up mine eyes and looked, and behold, there came out 2 women.
Right, so there came out 2 women. 2 women represent the northern and the southern kingdom of Israel. All right?
What's up, fellas?
And behold, there came out 2 women, and the wind was in their wings.
Right, so and the wind is going to be in our wings. What's that? It's going to bring us out swiftly out of this bondage. All right, so the Lord's saying what? He's going to bring us. That's what we're talking about. Gee. He's so tiny, but talking so goddamn loud. It reminds me of Scrappy Doo.
Let me at him.
For they had wings like the wings of a stork.
Right, so they have wings like the wings of a stork, meaning what? We're going to be delivered out of here swiftly, the same way the Lord delivered us out of Egypt, man. The wings of a stork, Meaning what? A stork carries, you know, flies from real far from one destination to another. All right, you know what happened? You saw that, right? Whoa, y'all some bad motherfuckers.
Hey, description-wise, if somebody didn't know what it was,
But it's talking about from carrying from one place to another, and right there it also mentions eagles. So it's talking about being swift.
oh no, I thought you were about to go in like it carries like the.
No, yeah.
Hey, no, I was say description-wise, people who didn't know it, they give them a visual of the bird.
Yeah, it does still, you know, carrying. But so now, can we go to this real quick? Exodus 19 and 4. We're gonna go right back to it. Okay. You good?
This is Exodus chapter 19 and verse 4.
It's like it's on you now.
Ye have seen what I did unto the
Take
Egyptians,
my vitamin.
and how I bear you on eagle's wings.
Right, read that again one more time, a little louder.
Exodus 19 and 4.
Right.
Ye have seen what I did to the
Now,
Egyptians.
y'all ain't see what the Lord did to the Egyptians? This feel like one of them damn AI joints. You ain't see what the Lord did to the Egyptians? Y'all seen them lately? They got Jakes on the AI.
God.
I don't know who making them videos, but they look
I
real
think
as
it's
shit.
AYC.
I think so too.
Yeah, they've been like really steadfast on that shit.
Yeah, man. Like, I'm Joe.
Hey, that's the conversation we was having last night. Basically talking about the Egyptians, the first Exodus and everything like that. Just far as basically what the Lord did to the Egyptians, it's not in y'all hieroglyphs, it's not in the Egyptians' history. It's undeniable, man. So that shows the power of the true Lord and Savior, the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. So therefore, if their gods was real, why they didn't stop the indignation from the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua happening, man?
Right, Malachi 1. They say, wherein hast thou loved us? Somebody get that, Babaka Shah? Yeah, real quick.
This is Malachi chapter 1, verse 3. Malachi chapter 1, verse 2. I have loved you, saith Yahweh.
Right. When did the Lord show he loved Jacob? See? That could be a quiz for a lot of people. When did he show that he loved Jacob? He said, I have loved you. See that? That's future too. But he was showing that he did that during the time of Isaac. When Isaac gave the blessings out, that's when the Lord showed mercy. He showed mercy to us right there, and he showed that he loved us more than Esau, more than the world. So he put the blessing on Jacob instead of Esau through Isaac. He said, I have loved you, but ye say,
Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother, saith Yahweh?
he's telling him, he's like, wasn't that Jacob's brother? But check this out, what did he do?
Yet I have loved Jacob, and I hated Esau, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness.
He did that during the time of Isaac. When Isaac passed the blessing out, he said, yo, you're gonna gain the fatness of the world with the sword. You know? You know what I'm saying? So, right, now let's keep going. Go ahead, bro.
Exodus 19 and 4. Ye have seen what I did unto the Egyptians.
Right, so you ain't see that yet? You ain't gonna read it on the hieroglyphs, on the steles? So y'all people say the Israelites didn't exist and it don't matter, God didn't, all that. But what about the steles of Nebuchadnezzar that spoke about the God of Daniel? What about the stele of King Misha, who was a Moabite, Chinese? He spoke about the God of the Israelites.
Scientists are bringing up the fact that the earth stood still the day that time of Joshua Khan. I've been seeing that on my feed a lot. The scientists are kind of going back to that moment, and that's just giving further evidence that Yahweh is real. The scriptures are real. The Israelites are real people.
Right. But now what I'm talking about is that too. Go ahead. Keep on.
And how I bear you on eagle's wings.
Right, on how he bears us on eagle's wings, man. He'll get us out of situations swiftly. He said the Lord's strength is made known in weakness, and he's known by the judgment that he brings. And that's how we know about him, because he'll intervene, he'll bring judgment.
Just like at the moment where you think it ain't no other way out, he comes swoop.
Yeah.
Look at Job when he said when he goes surely he will not feel quietness in his belly. Because when he goes to fill his belly, meaning to execute his plan, when executing his plan is totally eradicating us off of the earth.
Yep.
That's Esau's plan.
Yep.
So when he goes to execute that plan, the Lord swiftly as eagles, like he did during the time of Egypt,
Right.
he's gonna come get us.
Quick. Oh, I should have been quicker than that. Smash the cord out of somebody's hand, you know what I'm saying? All right. Go ahead, bro.
This is Matthew chapter 14, verse, I'm gonna start verse 20, I'm gonna get right to the point. Verse 31, this is Yahweh shot when Peter was walking on the water towards him. But when, verse 30, but when he saw the wind boisterous, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, he cried, Yahweh save me. And immediately Yahweh stretched forth his hand and caught him, and said unto him, O thou of little faith, wherefore didst thou doubt? And it says, and immediately, so we talking about being saved, he called out to him. Immediately he was there.
Immediately, man. He's gonna hear us in that day. He hear us now. You know, but he got to move when Father's watching. You know, he said the scripture said that the whole place is gonna be full of smoke. You know, the temple was full of smoke, but nobody was able to enter into that temple until the indignation was over. You know, so once the destruction comes, then we're able to go out there into them heavens, man, and sit on that firmament and see the Most High. Enter into our chambers. Right? Then we're gonna be lifted up. And that day when we call out, it's gonna be different. The Lord is saying, yo, keep marching around. I'm telling y'all, keep marching around. Keep calling out. 7 days coming. And then one day it's going to happen. But people like, dang, everything continue as it was. Y'all still doing that? Look,
Hey, what is it saying with that? Revelation 11? As we're calling out to him now, we're going to hear a voice. They said, then they heard a voice from heaven saying, come up hither.
There you go. Belshazzar, once again.
They gonna boo-boo.
They gonna boo-boo. That's right. There's gonna be a lot of poop on the ground. They can be from animals.
That's man. As we're calling out to the Lord right now, we're gonna hear a voice calling out to us saying, come up hither. And then when it say, then ascended to heaven as a cloud.
Remember what happened with Samuel?
Precept.
He said, yo, go back and, he said, you heard a voice? Okay, go ahead, go back and ask him. Ask that voice what he wants you to do.
Yeah. He said, next time you hear that voice, say, here am I, Lord.
He
Say,
said,
here am
talking
I,
to him.
Lord.
Woo, man.
Precept.
All right, so we got to be in that spirit of Habakkuk, man. He said, I will sit and wait and watch for what the Lord will say to me. All right, go ahead, bro.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 16, verse 15. The Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, hardened Pharaoh that he should not know him, that his powerful works might be known to the world. Right. And that's what we're going through again, man, through the first Exodus, all right? The Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua exalted Pharaoh through the time so his power can be known, all right, who is delivering the children of Israel out of Egypt, out of bondage, all right? So for the same thing, doing this time with the second Egypt, with the second Exodus, right? Well, second Egypt too, though, but, so, hey, the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is exalting Esau, all right, putting us in the condition where it seems like we can't escape, but our way of escape is through succor through the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. As was just being explained, we're going to call upon the name of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and get that divine intervention within these times of trouble that we're about to enter, that we're about to go deeper into. Excuse me.
Right. All right. Can you read that one more time? The Habakkuk 2 and 5. Then we're going to get up off of that one. Okay. We'll go back to Zechariah.
This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 5. It says, ye also, because he transgresseth my wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desires, his help.
Exodus 19 and 4. No, my fault. No, my fault. He cooking my brain, man.
Exodus chapter 19, verse 4. Ye have seen what I did unto the Egyptians,
right,
and how I bare you on eagle's wings, and brought you unto myself.
Woo! Come on, man. Right. So he's gonna bear us on eagle's wings again. You know?
Unto himself.
Unto himself, man. But this time we're gonna be in the chariots instead of just being guided by the chariots. You know, we're gonna get first class VIP seats up out of here. You know? We came over here on the back of the bus. The bottom of the bus.
Cargo load. We're in the bathroom of the bus.
All right, we'll go back to Zechariah, finish that real quick on verse 9, I think it was.
Yep. In Zechariah 5 and 9, then lift up mine eyes and looked, and behold. Behold. then lift up. I thought I was reading the wrong thing. Then lift up my eyes and looked, and behold, there came out 2 women, and the wind was in their wings, for they have wings like the wings of a stork.
See that? That's the chariots, man. The Lord gonna bear us up in the chariots and take us up out of here swiftly. See, a lot of people don't believe in that, but King David did. You know, King David knew that. He said, "I know." Somebody get that again? Psalms 9 and 13, the point of this lesson.
This is Psalms 9 and 13.
Yep.
Have mercy upon me, O Lord.
I stopped you again, didn't I? Yeah.
Have mercy on me, upon me, O Lord. Consider my trouble, which I suffer of them that hate me.
Right, because Esau hates us, man. That's hatred. They talking about don't teach hate, but y'all, they've shown hate, and they're still showing hatred towards our people. Look what they're doing at the borders, man. You know, look what they're doing to our message that's on the internet. They keep shutting them down everywhere all over. Right?
New slur that they're calling the youth of our people, YN. That's just...
Yeah, even welfare towards us from Esau was a form of hatred.
Yeah, because it's designed to keep you at the bottom.
That's right.
And the thing about it, man, somebody posted a video on Facebook that said they caught Charleston White out of character, right? And he went in depth in talking about how he said these folks don't have to show their hatred towards you, no racism towards you anymore, because they got a system that does it for you. He said they run the courts, they run everything. And he said our people are too stupid enough not to even realize that these individuals don't even care about us, they hate us.
Hey, come.
And the crazy part about it, they say they caught him out of character by saying that. You know what I'm saying?
Our people don't understand hatred. They don't. Our people don't understand hatred. We think hatred is an emotion.
Hey, Con. There was one video where a little Edomite girl got on the elevator full of jakes and just said monkeys. They got the Oh.
Good. Can't be worse than nothing I said.
Hey, they just got to laughing, man. Just like they say, they don't understand it, man. They think I guess it's funny, you know.
Precept.
And then also in the movie The Black Klansman, as the bishop was just speaking on, all right, they went from the white hoodies to being behind the counter, writing the laws and everything, you know. So it's within the judicial system.
Yeah, what was his name? Deion Sanders' son.
Shakar, something said.
Yeah. Yeah, you seen that video he just put out? He sat there and had like an hour-long conversation with this Edomite, Caucasian. I don't know what you want to say, but we're gonna find it. But he was talking with him, and he said after he finished the conversation, they were both getting in their car, and he looked on top of the bull dashboard. He had a KKK hat. And then as he pulled off, he was like, "Ninja," and he yelled at him, "Ninja." So he was like, "Damn, there you go," you know. So they still got that hatred for us, man.
They been hiding it better.
Sugar honey iced tea.
They display it better.
Yeah.
They're more crafty with it. You know? They treat it like an art, a tradition. They hate us.
Oh yeah, Esau was a cunning hunter. He just perfecting his craft as he goes.
That's it.
Right.
That's it. Yeah.
I mean, it's going on right now. Sugar honey iced tea. What they doing with Issachar? Now they going after the Levites. You know what I'm saying? Down in Miami. No, Broward County. I guess the same thing. I don't know the county, but they was just fighting them off down there. Warning them off. The Levites down there.
Yeah. I heard about that. Yeah, on some farm or some shit.
Gone. Yeah, they was running, shooting at them and whatnot.
Yeah, I think I saw a clip of that. All right, let's get
Zechariah 5 and 9.
let's finish it.
All right, this is Zechariah 5 and 9.
One word left.
Then lift up mine eyes and looked, and behold, there came out 2 women, and the wind was in their wings, for they have wings like the wings of a stork, and they lift up the ephah between the earth and the heavens.
Right, so that's gonna be us. What did it say? Somebody get that in Revelation where it say sitting upon the firmament? You know?
Hey, also,
taken out of the way of the destruction. But real quick, lift it up between earth and heaven. What that means? So when you lift something up between earth and heaven, you're putting it up between the earth and the heavens to be judged in the sight of the earth and in the sight of the holy angels. Right? So that's going to be us. The only ones that have that honor are the hopeful elect. they're going to be taken between the earth and between the heavens, man. All right? And the people on the earth going to see it, and the people in the angels in the heavens going to see it. All right, somebody got that?
Is it Revelation 15, see it last one?
Yes, that one.
Revelation 15 and 1. And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath of Yahweh. And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass having the harps of Yahweh.
That's it. And that sea of glass that they're talking about is the firmament. All right? And that's what parts the waters, the Shemayim out in space from the oxygen or air, or this version of the waters on earth. So the elect, they're going to be taken up between the heavens and the earth. All right, by them chariots. Is that right?
Oh, Zechariah again?
Yeah, just that part.
Okay. All right, Zechariah 5 and 9, it says, then I lift up my eyes and looked, and behold, there came out 2 women, and the wind was in their wings, for they had wings like the wings of a stork, and they lift up the ephod between the earth and the heavens.
Right, so just as we read in Psalms 9 and 13, where King David said, the Lord was going to lift him up from the gates of hell. And the gates of hell is what leads to death. You know, and in this society, they got so many things to trip us up here. Did you find that earlier?
Yeah.
Dangerous place to fall?
Mm-hmm.
What was that?
Second Ezra 7.
That's right, man. So this is that dangerous place to fall, man. So many traps out here.
This is Second Ezra chapter 7, verse 6.
Right, and another one is that MOTB, as we just read. Or martial law. Right? Right?
Second Ezra 7 and 6. There's also another thing. A city is built upon a broad field and full of all good things. The entrance thereof is narrow and set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were fire on the right and on the left hand deep water.
There you go. Furnace. That's the furnace of adversity. The waters of affliction and the furnace of adversity. And all of those, Esau is just like Nebuchadnezzar turning up the heat on us. You know? But we got an angel that's going to guard us, man. Yahweh Shai is going to be with us in it. All right, in the affliction. Psalm 91 and 14. Nah, we can't. Yeah. The whole focus I'm focusing on is being lifted up from hell and death. All right, because we're dead as a nation, and we got to be resurrected. You know, the Lord's gonna put life back into our nation, man. Starting with the first fruit.
91 and 14.
This is Psalms.
91 and 14 all the way to 16.
This is Psalms 91 and 14. Because he hath set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him.
Right. He said you can't love the world. Friendship with the world is enmity with the Most High. And you can't love God and Mammon. You can't serve God and Mammon. All right. You're gonna love one and you're gonna hate the other. You see that? So, what do you say that? We set our love upon the Lord, man, intentionally. You know, instead of scoffing at the Lord's Spirit, scoffing at the truth. Go ahead, brother. Which would be a detriment to us at the end of the day.
I will set him on high.
So the Lord said, what? He gonna raise us up out of the dunghill, out of the shit. He gonna set us on high, man. You know, higher than Esau is right now. Right? He put us on the bottom, put them on top. But he's gonna set us up way higher than we were ever, even in the beginning. You know? All right, so he's gonna set him on high. Go ahead.
Because he hath known my name.
There you go. Set you over all the nations, all the world, because you know the Lord's name and you believe in him and follow what he says. Being his disciple, meaning you follow after the man that was before you. That's a disciple. All right?
He said, call upon me.
Right. We just read that. We still calling on him now, but one day he's gonna answer back. You know? He said we're gonna call upon him in danger. When Esau bringing that damn hell, somebody get that? Revelation, chapter 6.
Yeah.
The red horse. The red. No, the other one. The pale horse. Let's do the pale horse. We can do the red horse too.
This is Revelation 6 and 8. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death.
Right, so that word pale, if you look it up, it's the same word in Psalms 23 where it says lead us to green pastures. That word pale, there, I forgot what the word is, but in the Hebrew it would mean greenery, something living, like in Psalms 23. But in this verse, that word changed into a different contrast meaning. It's talking about paleness, or something that turns yellow. If you look at the foliage in the trees, if it turns yellow, that means it's decaying. Death, dying. So who's bringing the decay of this society and everything upon earth? Esau. Right, let's see proof of that too. Let's go to James, look at 4, I think.
What are you talking about?
She'll be a witness against you.
James 5.
James 5, thank you. James 5:1 real quick.
James chapter 5, verse 1. Go to now, you rich men, weep and howl for your miseries.
See, they should be weeping and howling right now for their miseries. What?
That shall come upon you.
That shall come upon them, man. So the Lord gonna put that misery, that hell and that misery on them. See that? All right, go ahead.
Verse 2. Your riches are corrupted.
Your riches are corrupted. All the riches that they've pushed out into the world is all corrupted. Even Elon Musk, his riches is corrupt. You know, the new robotic systems he's bringing out. That's a form of riches, man.
Hey, Con, if I may add on, like technically, if those riches ain't of the Lord, Yahweh building up, and what He set you to do or anything outside of that is corrupted, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't establish you to get that. Just like He didn't tell us to come down here and make the fucking Empire State Building. You know what I'm saying? So anything outside of His will is corrupted, man.
Right.
You're supposed to be storing up those heavenly riches in heaven, man. You know?
Yeah, he said silver. What is it? Silver can't deliver you from dead wrath. You know. So nothing Esau can give us is going to be beneficial to our people. Ultimately, it'll be part of that decay. You eat their food, you kind of getting sick. You eat a salad, you probably eating fertilizer. You know, wash that. Pesticides, that's what I meant, yeah.
Akon got different recalls coming out every other day, you know? So, hey, you should eat your bread defiled amongst the Gentiles.
Yeah, you're sitting there watching the screen, right? Watching something about health and wealth, but the screen killing your damn eyes and shit.
The blue light.
Blue light fucking you up.
Hey, no, my favorite one, they give you a medicine, but they ain't telling you about it. It may cause this, that, and the third, and they got having a good time. Like,
And may even cause unaliving.
Yeah. And then you got the music and the movie, entertainment. That's all poison as well. You know what I mean? So none of that is of the Lord's Spirit, man. That's how you know this is their kingdom right now. All right? Go ahead. Somebody read?
I had Revelation.
James, reading James.
James. Keep going.
James chapter 5, verse 2.
Yeah, you on something.
Oh, your riches are corrupted,
Yeah, their riches are corrupted, man.
and your garments moth-eaten.
Yep. So all their systems, everything they're building is falling apart. Like moths eating it up. Go ahead.
Your gold and silver is cankered.
Yep. So they try to hide. You can still see they motherfucking ass. Got holes all in your shit. You try to control with a Casper fit, like it ain't me. And shit, you can see the whole fucking face.
And the rest of them shall be a witness against you.
Wait,
That's the point you were trying to make, going in who's the one decaying the earth.
yeah, that part right there. Read that again.
James 5 and 3. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rest of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days.
Right, so that they could be known as the rich and get destroyed, and be prideful in these last days. Keep going.
Verse 4. Behold, the hire of the laborers which have reaped down your fields, which is
You said it?
The witness against him.
Yeah, witness. You said the rest of it?
God.
Oh, you said rest. Oh, you said rust. Say that again?
James 5 and 3.
It's like you said rest.
Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rest of them shall be a witness against you.
Right, there you go. So their gold and their silver, all their money, you know, that's the currency that's moving things in the world today. That's what currency is. It's going to be a witness against them, man. And what it said is canker. So canker deals with cancer. So they've been a cancer to the world, decaying with their money system. You know, it's not a good thing for the earth, right? Good.
and shall eat your flesh as it were fire.
Right, good. My bad. Go to Avocado real quick.
This is Revelation chapter 6, verse 8.
Even the process of how they make their money, killing all the trees on the earth. You know? Taking the oxygen away. They said the only thing we got left for good oxygen on the earth is damn Amazon. It gives off 15% of the oxygen that we breathe on the earth.
And they cutting through that right now.
Cutting through that now.
I'll fix that.
Yeah, fix it. What? I heard that.
This is Revelation chapter 6, verse 8. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death.
Or Esau. Whichever one you choose.
In the newly translation, it says
New translation says Esau.
And hell followed with him.
Right, so everywhere they go, they just bring hell. Imagine that. You know you got them family members. It's like, boy, man, everywhere you go, you bringing some drama.
Hey, come on. They had like a black and white flip cartoon of Esau whistling, going around the world, whistling. He grabbing up snakes, put them on his boots. He had got a rhino, took the ivory, made a piano. He just going steadily going, hopped on the boat. The air pollution from the boat, it was just going. And so it was showing a depiction of how they were destroying the world, man. He wrote in the world away, you know?
Yep. And everything we build, they corrupted. Y'all saw that video where they was like, somebody probably saw it. I know y'all saw it. I think you saw it. They said, so-called black man made the electricity. They made the electric bill. We made
He made the light. The Jake man made the light bulb. Edomite made the light bill.
Yeah. That's impressive. Right there.
God, it just kept going. You know what I'm saying? Like a Black History thing. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, they always like to bring out what the predecessors before us, what they made. But they were showing the flip side of it on the other side of the coin. And we made it, not Esau taxing it.
Yep. That's it. Whew. Subject to taxes. He's subject to taxes till this day, man. All right? So the Lord's going to lift us up from this, man. And we know who that God is. His name is Yahweh, his son named Yahweh. And a lot of people hate us for our message. They hate us for understanding it. But really, we know that's because they're asleep. And they believe the lie. Right? And the Lord have blinded them. And that's scary.
It says, death and hell followed with him, continuing back in verse 8, Revelation 6. And power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth to kill with sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth.
Right, but they can't do anything until this happens. Revelation 7 and 1. Or like 3, I think. 2.
This is Revelation chapter 7, verse 3. Saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea.
So they can't do nothing until the Lord gets us prepared for it. He's fortifying our minds. You know? They say from the mind is where everything flows from, man. Even doubt. So the Lord is fortifying our mind, chastising us, building us up for the day to come. You know?
It says, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, in their forehead.
Right, because that's what the missiles going to do. They're going to burn up the trees and the fields, man. Everything out here that's on this soil. So the Lord saying, don't touch it. That's why this place ain't get judged yet.
It's coming.
I've learned from my ways. All right, somebody reading Psalm 91?
Yes.
I'm going to go over to 16.
Back at Psalms 91, back at verse 14. Because he hath set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high, because he hath known my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With the long life will I satisfy him and show him my salvation.
Yeah. You said I result. You said result.
It says, I will deliver him and honor him.
Oh, can we go up a little further too? What's that? 1,000 shall fall on that side? Yeah.
This is Psalms 91 and 7. Yeah. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh to thee.
Yeah, so that's what? That's when the elect are going up into the chariot, getting lifted up literally into the heavens in the midst of the destruction. All right? What else it say?
It says, only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked.
Come on, man. So only with your eyes you'll be able to see the destruction happen from the chariot. You know, looking through the chariot or looking down as you going up. And you're looking down on the earth and seeing the destruction happen that the Lord promised. And you're not in it. Only with your eyes. So they're still going to have fear on you. Like I said, you'll be able to feel the coolness in the air, but you're still warm. Still comfortable.
Ananiah, Azariah, and Mishael.
That's right, man. We can feel the dangers around us. We can hear the wolves lurking in the woods. You know, but we're still comforted, man. We're still covered and protected. All right, go ahead, brother. And then y'all got two down here, somebody? All right, so.
All right, this is 2nd Ezra chapter 2, verse 28. The heathen shall envy thee, but they shall not be able to do nothing against thee, saith the Lord. My hand shall cover thee, so that thy children shall not see hell.
Yeah. You know, Esau want to own everything. They're going to see them chariots and be like, how much is that?
You gotta reverse engineer that thing.
You got to reverse engineer that, man. All right. Wait, you got any points you want to make on that?
Nah, it was just like the Lord's going to deliver me so that our children will not see hell.
That our children. Not even just us. That our children. And Esau going to envy that. Definitely going to realize the difference. And like, an example of that envy happened with Isaac, Esau, and Jacob. He envied the blessing that was given to Jacob. All right, y'all got yours real quick.
This is just to back up the point that the bishop and the elder made. This is Job chapter 5, verse 19. He says, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yea, in 7, there shall no evil touch thee. So the Lord is going to deliver us. He's going to call us up, take us up. He's not going to allow us to fall victim to the judgment that is going to come on the earth, but also this could go into protection as well, like the elder was saying. The Lord is not going to allow these things that are here already to come against us and harm us because we are protected.
He's going to allow it to come against us.
Well, so like,
but he said, no weapon that's formed against you, it's not going to prosper. That's the point. What is the weapon formed against you to do? To destroy you. So he said it won't destroy you at the end of the day.
And we're going to increase our faith, once we see that it won't prosper against us, man.
Right.
It'll show that the Lord really backing us. The Lord is on my side. Whom shall I fear?
That makes somebody snap.
Yeah.
To a Slim Jim, whole Slim Jim.
Can you imagine like
Kosher.
something that's coding next to you and you're not even being harmed? You're going to be like, oh, hell no. You're going to be ready to go. You're going to be ready to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It says that people shall be willing in the day of that power.
There they go. That's them right there. Them men of the Lord.
Hey, hey, because if you think about it, they idolize all these fake idols that they're supposed to do already. They're not going to idolize us, but they're going to idolize the true idol, which is the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, who's going to endow us with that power within those days, within those times, man. So therefore, they're going to be willing to follow after us. Yahweh Ratazah, we're part of that number. Why? Because they're going to see the protection that we have backed by the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. So they're going to want that same protection as well. So it's going to be like, hey, he it, they it.
He him.
Yeah, more so like rejoice instead of idolize. It's to be like to think of a dead thing, but they're gonna see the true living power that nobody's ever seen on this earth. Everybody's they talk about, oh, I lived it. The Lord JC did this for me. He did that for me because things might have happened in the earth that they felt like was divine intervention, but that was just your path that was written. You're going to see real, true divine intervention as we get lifted up to these chariots, or when we get spiritual powers and we bring people back to life and you know what I'm saying, things like that. He said people are willing the day of that power. They're going to see real, true power. What they've been seeing throughout generations is magic, except for the time when Yahweh Shai shows up.
So, can somebody get Psalms 126, please, man? Verse 1 to 3. Woo. Man, verse 5, all the way to 5. Verse 6.
Psalms 125?
126.
126.
Yeah, verse 1 all the way to 6.
Okay, this is Psalms 126, verse 1. When the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua turned again the captivity of the captivity of Zion.
Right. So he's gonna turn it. He said he's turning back our he's turning back our captivity before our very eyes as we speak. And people that don't have eyes to see it, they won't see it, man. All right. Until it's right in front of their face. Go ahead.
We were like them that dream.
See, we like them that dream. Who was them that dream? Was people like Peter when he got delivered out of the prison by the holy angel. Right? That was the example of somebody that thought he was damn dreaming. All right, go ahead.
Verse 2. Then was our mouth filled with laughter.
See, then we're gonna realize it's not a dream. And then our mouths, literally our physical mouths, is a prophecy, like puppets. The Lord gonna put joy into our mouth, man. And we're gonna be what? Go ahead. Filled with laughter. We're gonna be laughing.
And our tongue.
He said, at destruction and famine, thou shalt laugh. Go ahead.
And our tongue with singing.
And our tongue gonna be anointed with praise. That's what it means. Singing is another word for praise. We're gonna be like, hallelujah. We're gonna be like, yeah, God. We're gonna be snapping. And that's a form of singing if you read that word praise right there. Go ahead.
Then said they among the heathen, the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua have done great things for them.
Right, just like you could picture him like in a hater voice saying that.
Man, he done did all that for them.
Yeah, he did great for them. What about our blessings? You know, we had technology. Elon, what happened with your shit?
What I said?
What I said? Like, this is what the heathen gonna say. They're gonna envy us, and they're gonna say, "What? The Lord what?"
It says, verse 4. Oh yeah, so like verse 3. The Lord have done great things for. No, so like back to verse 2. The Lord have done great things for them.
Yeah.
The Lord have done great things for us.
That's what we're gonna say. Go ahead.
Whereof are we glad?
Yeah, we're gonna take it out. We're gonna take it away from Esau. He's gonna be like, "Yeah, the Lord has done great things for them." He's like, "You know what? You're right. He did these great things for us." Correct. Go ahead, brother.
Turn, verse 4. Turn again our captivity, O Lord, as the streams in the south. They that sow in tears shall reap in joy.
See, the Lord is steering salvation. All right, we asking the Lord to do it again. The same way he steered everything with Moses during the time of the Egyptians, with the Pharaoh. And he steered everything towards our deliverance. You know? The Lord is doing that again. All right, go ahead.
Verse 6. He that goeth forth and weepeth, bearing precious seed, shall doubtless come again with rejoicing, bringing his sheaves with him.
There you go. All right, we're gonna have sheaves. That what that means? We ain't gonna have to fight no more. Everything gonna be easy from that point. Anybody that come up against us, they're gonna get crushed with our toe. You see that? All right, sheaves represents people that have people of peace. You know, not servitude anymore. You made it to the level of a prince. We're gonna have girdles on, golden girdles, and sheaves in our hand, look like a field of grass that the Lord has tilled the soil, and fertilized. You know, it can cause us to blossom, spring up as blades of grass. All right, that was it. All right, come. All right, let's go to Psalms 107 and 8, all the way to 14.
This is
107 and 8. Go ahead and get it.
This is Psalms chapter 107 and verse 8. Oh, thy men will praise the Lord Yahweh for his goodness.
Right, so all that men will praise the Most High, man. But they be like, your God, who is God? We don't believe in your God. See?
And for his wonderful works to the children of men.
There's wonderful works that he's doing for us, man. Go ahead.
For he satisfieth the longing soul and fulfilleth the hungry soul with goodness.
Yeah, the longing soul. He said, those that are thirst shall thirst no more. Once you drink of this water. All right, you're going to feed them that are hungry for his word. Go ahead.
Such as sit in darkness and in the shadow of death.
Right, he said, those that sat in darkness have seen great light. That was us. We were sitting in darkness and in the shadow of death, just like King David was dealing with the shadow of death. When he was running from, was it Absalom? He was running from the Philistines. He literally walked through a valley that was full of unalived Israelite babies and all that. Just like they're doing in Gaza right now. And there was like a grave, and he had to walk through there so he could hide from Absalom. And as he was walking through it, it was literally a shadow over him from the cliff that was over him. Like in Philadelphia, there's a shadow that's on you walking through the city. It's crazy. And it's a valley. But that's what America is. This is that new valley of the shadow of death. All right, this is that place that's a place of our affliction, place of constant danger, you know, at the threat of death. All right, and this is the place where our people are spiritually dead at too. See that? Yeah,
Back at Psalms 107 and verse 10, such as sit in the darkness and in the shadow of death, being bound in affliction and iron.
Right, see that? Being bound in affliction and iron, man. That's why this is hell. So now we're looking to be lifted up from that. Go ahead, brother.
Because they rebelled against the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai and condemned the counsel of the Most High. Therefore he brought down their heart with labor. They fell down and there was none to help. Then they cried unto the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai in their trouble, and he saved them out of their distress. He brought them out of darkness in the shadow of death and break their bands asunder. Keep reading.
All right, so he's gonna break. He gonna somebody speak real quick.
Break those bands asunder, right? So now he's talking about breaking the bands asunder to this world. And what the wicked did said, "Come, let us break their bands asunder, the bands that we have banded to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, which is the law, statutes, and commandments." So now because we broke those, we became bonded to this world and servitude. So now the Lord is going to break that by turning back our captivity right before our eyes.
That's right, and he's gonna break us away from what? Sin. That's part of this. That's part of what got us in this condition in the first place. All right, go ahead. That was it, all the way to 14. 14.
Yeah, I really want to read.
All right, now you got Psalm 91 and 1. All right, again, we're focusing on King David, and all the prophets knew that the Lord was going to deliver and lift us up out of the condition that we were going to be in, which is right here today, known as death and hell, which is America. All right, or really under the rulership of Esau.
This is Psalms.
And he was a joke, right? Humidity. Yes. What is it? Go ahead, brother.
This is back at Psalms 91, verse 1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty.
All right, man. So we dwelling in the hiding place of the Most High. Look at he's tiny, man.
Little man.
Little man. So yo. All right. So those that dwell amongst the Lord's sheep. All right. That's a secret place in the Lord's presence, close to the altar. All right. Go ahead.
I will say of the Lord, Yahweh, he is my refuge.
Right, so we're dwelling in this truth. That's a secret place, man. And he said, we're going to say of the Lord that he's our safe house, that he's our refuge. You know, not Trump. You know, not America. Not these universities. Not our job. You know, we know that our job is temporary. You know, we can lose that any day. Not our household, but we can lose that too.
Precept.
Having a mortgage, paying rent. All right, so what's not our weapons, not an army, not militias, not organizations, not money, not financial wealth. That people they always teach for the black community. But what we're gonna say? We're gonna say of who?
He is my refuge and my fortress.
That Yahweh is our refuge and our fortress. Not just a safe house, but also a defensed house. That's what a fortress is. All right? Go ahead, brother.
This Ezekiel 11 is
We're gonna keep going, bro. Man, I heard you. Sound here too, right? Somebody.
11 and 16.
Keep going. Go ahead, bro.
All right, Ezekiel 11 and 16. Therefore say, thus saith the Lord, although I have cast thee afar off among the heathen, and although I have scattered them among all countries, yet will I be to them a little sanctuary in the country that they shall come. So we always have even though we're in this captivity, we always have a safe place from the Lord. He created a safe place for us to go. And that's that secret place that we dwell in to hold us over until that time of deliverance.
Right. Right, man. All right. Go ahead, keep going.
Back at Psalms 91 and 3. Oh, and 2. He is my refuge and my fortress. My power, in him will I trust. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence.
Right, surely, we know it. We know whatever these devils about to bring, they always saying something big coming. No, it ain't. The same old trick that Esau did before. You know, they're just going to move on everybody with their new world order. And what the Lord say, the scripture say what? We know surely he shall deliver us from the hand of the fowler, which is the hunter Esau. Right? The fowler that try to trap birds, trap nations, and heapeth unto himself all people that and is not satisfied. He ain't satisfied with that. Right?
He shall cover thee with his feathers.
So the Lord gonna cover you with his holy angels once again. He's gonna lift us up on eagle's wings and cover you with his feathers, which are those chariots. Go ahead.
And under his wings shalt thou trust.
There you go. The feathers are the angels, and the wings are the chariots. They're gonna give command to his holy angels to be like a secret service to guard over you, man. You see how tough them damn a lot of celebrities be acting? When they get a little guard with them and shit, they feel protected. They look protected, bro. I wish I could walk around like that every day.
Hey, and scared. They just act tough because that's their Lord right there and there, so they feel like they're protecting that from happening to them.
Yeah, money too.
Thank God, yeah.
Money, I can pay for security.
God.
Not in that day.
Hey, no, matter of fact, it was this one dude in the hood. He was like, man, hey, check this out. I got my security with me. I don't give a damn. Hey, so y'all get to the back of the line. I'm finna hop to the front. Everybody like, man, we don't care about no damn security.
Right. Security gonna be worried about. A lot of people, bodyguards, gonna be worried about protecting their own families in that day.
Hey, God. And the same thing with the police. National Guards and everything too, the ones that stationed locally and everything too, man. Right. They're gonna get out and try to fend for their family, you know.
That's right, man. All right, go ahead.
His truth shall be thy shield and buckler.
Right, so his truth is gonna be our confidence in that, just like today. That's gonna be your shield and your buckler, man. All right, your buckler is something that you keep close to you. All right, so that's gonna be our shield and our buckler to fight off the wiles of the devil. Yep. You know what I mean? Got some horns went up on that one. You know, you just say antennas go up. Yeah, the horns go up. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 5.
All right, good.
Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night.
Right, so you're not going to be afraid in that day, man. Even though we know it's coming, and we know it's about to happen, and when it finally gets here, the Lord going to take that fear from you, man. He's going to give you some inkling to know that he's with you. You know, he's going to show you a sign. There you go. He's going to show you a sign to let you know that he's with you, man, protect you. All right, in that day.
Go see a bullseye on each side.
yeah, just like he did with, who was that, Gideon, I think it was? That was Gideon? That was the one that put the blanket on the wet floor?
Con.
He said, Lord, show me a sign.
Con. Gideon.
Yeah, the Lord could have destroyed him for that. But the Lord was like, I'll do it. He still did it anyway. He made the blanket soak.
You notice what he said? If you found favor in thy sight, can you? He was kind of timid when he asked it.
Right. So in that day, the Lord gonna let us know that He with us, just like He did with Moses. He let Moses know that He was with him. All right. Just like Ezekiel. He said, he told Ezekiel, he said, I'm gonna make you harder than flint or a rock, and harder than a diamond. And a diamond is real tough. You know?
The hardest substance known to man.
See that? But it can shine like the sun. Beautiful, ain't it? It can shine. It can actually emit light. You know, reflect the light like a prism.
Split light as well.
Right? So and a diamond can cut through a rock. Hard-headed jakes. All right. So he said, yeah, stand up, be a lion, man. You know, stand up upon that rock that we built our foundation on, and challenge these people. You know, challenge these alleged intellectuals. You know what I mean? And the Lord gonna be with us. Somebody read?
Yeah.
Yeah, all the way to 12. Did we read 12 already? No.
Kind of skipped through
No,
a bit of
yeah.
it.
All right.
Back at
Oh, you got it.
verse 5. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that fly by day.
Right, so we're not going to be afraid of martial law. We're not going to be afraid of any other things like the lockdowns,
Pestilence.
pestilence. Thank you. You're not gonna be afraid of any pestilence. It's good. We're not gonna be afraid of that. We're not gonna be afraid of any switches, gangs, militias that's crashing into people's homes at nighttime. All right, things that go bump in the night, I like to say. All right, go ahead.
Verse 6, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness.
There you go. That's those pestilences. Go ahead.
Nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday.
Nor for the destruction that's going to come from them ICBM missiles. The Lord saying that you ain't going to have to fear that. All right, you might see them, but you ain't going to be destroyed by it. They're going to take you up out of here before they hit. Go ahead.
1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand.
If you ain't got VIP, you ain't getting in.
But it shall not come nigh thee.
There you go.
Only with thy eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked.
Right, and the wicked is, who. I can't even say no more.
Because thou hast made.
But they know.
Because thou hast made Yahweh. Because thou hast made the Lord Yahweh, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation.
There you go. All right, we good on that one. The water, brother. All right, Psalm 9 and 13 again, and then we're gonna go to Psalm 23 and 4.
Precept.
Go ahead, brother.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 40, verse 9. It says, death and bloodshed, strength, sword, calamities, famine, tribulation, and the scourge. These things are created for the wicked, and for their sakes came the flood. So, and doing like the things that, as the elder was just saying, the things that go bump in the night, we're not going to have to worry about that, man. Why? Because those things are created for the wicked. Hey, no plague shall come near thy dwelling. No evil is going to come upon us, man. We're going to witness it. It's going to get close to us, but we're not going to be taken by it, man. Why? Because we're going to have that. We have that covenant of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Ratazah. We'll be able to endure to the end with it, man. Mm-hmm. So therefore, by us having that covering, we don't have to worry about those things that's coming towards the wicked, man. But if we're worried about it, that means that we're thinking about us being a part of the wicked.
Right. And then if something was to happen to us, we know about what's that? We ain't gotta get it. I think it's Wisdom of Solomon 2. It said the righteous, when they perish, are in the hands of the Most High.
Gone.
Yeah, so we don't have no fear of death.
Shit, we'll be back.
Now you know where Arnold got it from. I'll be back. All right. Psalms 9 and 13 again.
It's in Psalms 9 and 13. Have mercy upon me, O Lord.
Right, have mercy upon us, O Lord. We're asking for it. Oh, you don't care? You don't want no mercy? We do. We want the Lord to have mercy on us.
I'll take his portion.
Give me some of his mercy.
Yeah,
Right,
we take his too. I take his portion too. Go ahead.
Have mercy upon me, O Lord. Consider my trouble,
Yeah, good read too, bro.
which I suffered of them that hate me.
Please consider what I'm going through. And the Lord said He's not so far from us that He can't be touched with the feelings of our infirmities. You see that? So He can feel what we feel. His Spirit is within us. You think Esau can do it with them damn heart monitors? You call that shit?
Brace.
Fitbits.
You talk the one that JFK wrote?
Nah, the Fitbit. They read your biometrics. They read your biometric data. The Lord can read your spiritual data and your biometric data. Right? So the Lord knows the feelings of our infirmities that these devils are oppressing us with. Right? The wiles of the devil.
Psalms 9 and 13. Have mercy upon me, O Lord. Consider my trouble, which I suffer of them that hate me. Thou that liftest me up from the gates of death.
Thou that liftest me up from the gates of death. Right? And the gates of death is the thing that's leading to a sudden death, man. A sudden destruction. You know? And we asking the Lord to keep us from that. I think we read that earlier. Deliver us in 6 troubles. We already read that. All right, death and famine, we should laugh at it. Right? Psalm 23 and 4.
This is Psalms chapter 23.
What they call that? The heat dropping or something like that? Temperature dropping?
Cooler.
I don't know.
This is Psalm 23 and 4. It says, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death,
Right.
I will fear no evil.
Right. So even though we're down here and we're walking on the damn. There we go. There we go. Yeah, I think so. All right, sorry about that, Slocky. Y'all, the battery had overheated. Hey, let's get back in. We still alive. We still alive.
Okay, this is back at Psalms chapter 23, verse 4. It says, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil.
Right. I will fear no evil, man. Even though we're down here, we don't fear the evil that's around us. We good?
Good.
All right, cool. The sun kind of it's not beaming so much now. All right. So we don't fear the evil that's around us. You know what I mean?
It says, for thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me.
Right. The word. We got the scriptures, man, and the Lord's Spirit to help us understand the scriptures. You see that? So we got that. That's what. See, this is our rock. You see that? The Spirit. He said, Yahweh Shah said it. It's written of Him. All right. So this represents our rock. It's kind of like what King David slung at the head of Goliath. And Goliath today is devil's system. You know, the devil's rulership.
And
Right?
you
Esau.
said something. Not only do we have the scripture, but we have the spirit to understand it. Because lately I've been hearing everybody say, I read the Bible front and back, as if it's some type of flex. I mean, that's cool, but you didn't understand nothing. It was like, oh yeah, I read the whole thing. And that's it. It's like, all right, you ain't learned nothing.
Nothing.
All that reading, but no comprehension, no spirit,
Right.
no life.
Right, man. All right. So go ahead. Keep going.
Okay, verse 5. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies.
So the Lord has prepared this table, man, that we're able to eat from. And everybody can't sit. Everybody ain't able to sit at the Lord's table.
They
Right?
can't even get the crumbs.
They can't even get the crumbs off the table. Right? He said,
Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemy.
yeah, with spiritual food, you know? Fat, what do you say? Lamb, oil, milk, water, you know, the meat, the fruit, the paria, the bread,
And the manna from heaven.
and the manna from heaven. You know, that's a whole table. That's a feast. He prepared that for us in the presence of our damn enemies, man. So we don't fear this damn shit. We know the Lord is going to lift us up out of this, right? Out of the shadow of death.
It says, thou anointest my head with oil.
So the Lord has anointed us with the oil. What's that? With oil,
It says, thou anointest my head with oil.
right?
My cup runneth over.
Right. And our cup runneth over, man. You know? Right.
Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord Yahweh forever.
There you go. All right. Let's get Isaiah 9:2. We're going to move through them now because I think that storm about to creep up.
It's Isaiah chapter 9 and verse
we
2.
got nothing to cover that, John.
The people that walked in darkness have seen a great light.
No, try not to pull like right inside.
They that dwell in the land of the shadow of death, upon them have the light shine.
Woo! Those that dwell in the shadow of death, upon them have the light shine in this place. And they don't like it. You know, a lot of people can't see that light. Or they hate it. So we dwell in the shadow of death, and now the Lord has sent the light here. You know, to light our lamp. That was it? All right, Matthew 16 and 18.
Matthew 6 and 18.
Yep, that's only for Israel to have that light in this dark place, man. That's why I said it's like looking down on the earth. Imagine all the lights being out, like a blackout, and then you start seeing candles lit up, one at a time. You know, that's what the Lord's saying, spiritually. All right?
This is Matthew chapter 6 and 18.
16.
Oh.
Matthew chapter 16 and 18.
Yep, come.
And I say also unto thee that thou art Peter, and upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it.
Woo, the gates of hell, man. You see, that's things that lead to sorrow shall not prevail against us. And that's what he promised King David once again, that's Peter. Oh, my bad, real quick. he was responding to King David's prayer. What did King David pray? He said, I know you're going to lift me up from the gates of death and hell. And now he talked to Peter as King David, and he told him the response from Yahweh. Because Yahweh came to speak everything the Father told him to speak. So he was telling King David as Peter that the gates of hell shall not prevail against you, man. All right, keeping his promise to him. He heard him.
Verse 19. And I will give unto thee the keys of the kingdom of heaven.
See, the Lord gonna give unto us the keys to get to the kingdom. All right, let's keep. That was it. 18.
All right, that was 19.
All right, Revelation 11 and 8. Revelation 11 and 8.
This is Revelation chapter 11, verse 8.
Yep. Revelation 1 and 18. Go ahead,
It
brother.
says, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city.
Right, so this is where our people were spiritually dead at. In the streets of the great city. That's America. Right? Babylon the Great. And we were spiritually dead here, man. That's why the Lord said He's going to destroy this place. That is basically death and hell, because this is where we're spiritually dead. Right?
It says, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where our Lord was crucified.
Right, so crucified meaning to X out. All right, so they did away with the truth here. Revelation 1 and 8.
This is Revelation.
18.
This is Revelation chapter 1, verse 18. I am he that liveth and was dead, and behold, I am alive forevermore. Amen.
Yahweh Shai is alive out there in the heavens forevermore, but a lot of Jake don't believe in him. They believe in themselves more. That's why the scripture said they be lovers of their own damn selves.
Kanye.
Right, just because of the internet and the music. You're a damn musician, bro. Poet.
Can't tell him that.
You know what I'm saying?
Can't tell him that. I just told you I was.
He made that song too, you can't tell him that.
You can't tell me that. You can't tell me nothing. All right, go ahead. Who was reading?
And have the keys of hell and death.
So that's Yahweh Shai. He has the keys to our handcuffs, man. He has the keys to keep us from this hell that Esau is about to bring in Revelation chapter 6. You know, from death, from dying to death, man. That's twofold, threefold. Spiritual death and physical death. All right, he's able to keep us from both. And Yahweh gave those keys into Yahweh Shai's hands, so he's controlling everything. Wisdom of Solomon 16 and 13. We don't get through all of them. It's cool. We just wrapping them up. Wisdom of Solomon 16, 13.
This is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 16 and verse 13. For thou hast power of life and death. Thou leadest to the gates of hell and bringest up.
Whoa, sorry, I cut you off. That was deep though. So who's the one that leads you to the damn gates of hell that King David was talking about? That can lead to death and destruction. He the one that led us over here to captivity. So he the one that can lead us out.
That goes strictly into 2nd Ezra chapter 7. Because the entrance in the beginning was wide.
Yep.
And then it became narrow, and he's leading us all the way from the wide to the narrow back to the wide.
Back to the wide again. Yep. And I think about Zechariah too. Who led us into captivity. Lead us out. That's crazy, man. All right, go ahead.
Wisdom of Solomon 16 and verse 13.
Right.
For thou hast power of life and death. Thou leadest to the gates of hell and bringest up again. And man indeed killeth through his malice.
Yep, that's Esau.
In the spirit, when it is going forth, returneth not, neither the soul receiveth up, cometh again.
Right.
But it is not possible to escape thine hand.
It ain't possible to escape, man.
For the ungodly that denied to know thee were scourged by the strength of thine arm. With strange rains, hails, and showers, were they persecuted, that they could not avoid, and through fire were they consumed.
Right, they that persecuted, they couldn't avoid the shit. You know, he had strange rains. What the fuck? That's what we seeing today. We about to see something in a minute. Strange rains. You know, they try to say it's cloud seeding, but that's not the fact. Yeah, you know that stuff in Texas. That's not a fact. You know what I mean? Cloud seeding can only do about 30% extra rain. You know what I mean? So anyway, But yeah, we got strange rains out here, man. You know, and who got affected? Esau. Just saying, Texas.
Gone. That's funny you said that.
Yeah.
So I saw a video our cop posted. Edomite man and his wife, they was just chilling at a restaurant outside the doors, and a huge wave. It's like they had to have seen the wave come, but it just made them disappear off scene. That was nothing but the Lord.
It's the Lord, man. That's what he's trying to say. It wasn't cloud seeding. People saying it's Esau, but they just so happened to do cloud seeding on that day, or the day before. But they're going to do about 30%.
They can take the clout for it. They just gonna have to take the punishment that comes with it.
Now you do have people that do private company cloud seeding, but they can be the problem because multiple people doing it. You don't know how much they're doing.
Well, it's the Lord putting their mind to do it.
Right.
Yeah, they published them. Revelation 20 and 11 all the way to 15. We might not be able to get finished. Go ahead, bro. 11 to 20.
Isaiah chapter 65, verse 17. It says, "For behold, I create a new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered, nor come into mind. But be ye glad and rejoice forever in that which I create. For behold, I create Jerusalem a rejoicing, and her people a joy. And I will rejoice in Jerusalem, and joy in my people, and the voice of weeping shall be no more heard in her, nor the voice of crying." Not to stray away from the point, but basically to further expound on the point that Yahweh Shem Yahshua is going to be with his people and uplift his people.
That's right, man. I got some precepts. Anybody? Okay. We get 1 Corinthians 10 and 13.
So on Revelation 20?
Yeah, I'm paying, huh?
It ain't hit yet.
Yeah, go ahead. 11. Yeah, go ahead.
So Revelation 20 and 11?
Yeah, all the way to 15. Revelation.
So 20 and 11. "And I saw a great white horse, and him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away, and there was found no more place for them." All right, let's go right into what you were just saying.
That's right.
"And I saw the unalive, small and great, stand before Yahweh, and the books were open, and another book was open, which was the book of life, and the unalive were judged out of those things." It says, it says.
But you can say that because that's talking about the spiritual dead.
Okay.
That's talking about right here on the earth right now.
Okay.
Yeah, read that again.
All right. Revelation 20 and 12.
I forgot you was
Yeah. "And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before Yahweh."
Right, see that? You saw the dead. So he's talking about spiritually dead. Mind you, he said, what was that, Revelation 11 and 8? He said their dead bodies. That was spiritual. And it shall lie in the streets of the great city. So 2/3 of our people that remain in the congregation of the dead, which is these other nations in this place, that's them. So they're going to be judged out of those. Go ahead.
Okay. Verse 12, "And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before Yahweh, and the books were open, and another book was open, which was the book of life."
See that? That's right here on the earth. All right. Who had the book of life in his hand? Yahweh does now. All right. Go ahead. Well, Yahweh actually. Go ahead.
It says, "And the dead were judged out of those things what were written in the book according to their works."
See that? So 2/3 of these heathens that are in this place, they're going to be judged according to what the Lord has judged for them in this place, which is what? Fire. All right. That bird is tripping me, man. All right.
Verse 13. It says, and the sea gave up the dead which were in it,
Right.
and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them.
Right, go ahead. So he's basically saying nobody's gonna be able to hide from the Lord on the earth. Right, everything gonna be exposed to the Lord in that day. Go ahead.
"And they will judge every man according to their works."
Right, so everybody's gonna be judged according to their works, man. But we're gonna be delivered out of this place called death and hell, and it's gonna be destroyed. Right? He said he cast into the lake of fire, right?
Yeah. It says, "And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death."
Right. So death and hell. So how can death and a place called hell be cast into fire? That's how you know it's talking about this place. I mean, it's going to be turned into a lake of fire. All right? Lava pit. You know what I mean? What was that? 1 Corinthians 10 and 13?
I can't remember.
Go ahead.
It's 2 Corinthians 5 and 10. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Yahweh Shai, that every one may receive the things done in his body according to that he has done, whether it be good or bad. So that's there it is. So whatever you spend your time doing on this earth, it's being recorded and it's going to be judged according to that.
Yep. That's it. All right, go ahead.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13. There have no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able.
Right, so that's what's coming, man. The hour of temptation, the trials to come, man. These are trials. These are tests that we're going to go through as humanity under the Almighty, Yahweh. Right, he's testing the whole world to see what type of work they've been doing. And if their work get burned up, then you know it was built upon wickedness. It was built upon this world. All right.
Hey, Con, too, if I may add on too as well, just like on any job, man, if you're doing the correct work, if you're doing what you're supposed to do on the job, with on the shift, every day we on the shift with the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, even whether you know it or not, man. But if you continue to do the work, you gain work experience, man. So as the time comes, as time progresses, as the prophecies pass, you know what to do in the different situations, all right? Just like working in fast food, once that rush hour comes, you know how to handle that. Same thing when these prophecies start rolling back and back to back to back to back even more, you know what to do within those situations. Call upon the name of the Lord, all right? As was stated earlier in the book of Psalms, all right? Proverbs 18 and 10, the name of the Lord is a strong tower, the righteous runneth into it and is safe. All right, so within those times while we're doing the work of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, once we get that rush hour, when things seem like it's overwhelming to us, we know what to do within those times, man.
Right. Right.
Got a little bit more left on
This morning?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, bro.
All right, back at 1 Corinthians 10 and 13. But will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear.
That we may be able to bear what's Jacob's trouble and the judgment that's coming, man. So the Lord made a way to escape. And that way to escape is this truth. And that way to escape is Yahweh Shai. That's the key. You know?
The key to hell and death.
Right. He promised that to King David through his son Solomon. You know? And he promised David again, that's Peter. You know what I'm saying? So let's go to Job 5 and 19. Now he promising it to us, that we shall get the same mercies under our King David.
This is Job chapter 5 and verse 19. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles. Yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee.
Right, man, this is his promise. You know, so a lot of people that don't believe in that, and they don't believe in the troubles that are to come. You know? Go ahead.
IUIC, he says Jacob's trouble won't come.
Yeah, a lot of Egyptologists too. They just think financial trouble is coming. You gotta build up financially.
Job 5 and 20.
Right.
In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword.
See, that's our redeemer. The Yahweh Shai. He's gonna redeem us from the power of the sword by giving us what? Spiritual power, putting these angels with us. Alright, and ultimately lifting you up into the chariot. Lifting us up from hell. Right?
Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue.
You're gonna be hid, so you ain't gonna be able to talk your shit no more. Go ahead.
Neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh.
There you go. Go ahead.
At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh. Neither shalt thou be afraid of the beast of the earth. For thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beast of the field shall be at peace with thee.
There you go. All right, that's giving us that power back like Dr. Doolittle.
Right?
Isaiah 33 and 6, knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of our time, man. So when these things are coming to pass, we're not going to be running around like a chicken with our head cut off. As 2/3 and also these other heathen, man. Why? Because we're going to understand what's going on. These are the works of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. All right, so we know what's on the other side of that storm. The sun still shines, man. So with that being said, hey, shit, he got to see it through. Why? Because his word should not return to him void. So it got to happen, and we know who it's coming from, man.
You know,
Oh, slide, go ahead.
Nah, real quick though, these Christians, they They don't know what's happening, but they portray as if they do know what's going on within the church and whatnot. But really, when they get down to the nitty gritty, they don't know what's going on, man. So that's why in that time they're gonna be out here running around trying to figure out what's going on.
Yep.
But it's gonna be too late for all that, man.
Yep.
Go and cry to the gods which ye have chosen. Let them deliver your time of tribulation.
It said, and the beasts of the field shall be in league with thee. You know those AI generated images that he caught, like he had President Trump walking with a suit on and had an eagle with a suit on walking behind him. So just imagine that though, in that day, we running through, you know what I'm saying, as chaos going on, lions running up to us, standing next to us on our side and leave with us ready to devour, whatever.
More so pit bulls. We in America.
Yeah.
No, I'm just joking. But and also Elijah. Elijah got fed with the crows.
Yeah.
Brought him food. You know, the ravens brought him food, man. We got fish. We're gonna be able to summon up fish. You know, we're gonna be able to call down birds. You know what I'm saying? Right?
Hey, that was Elijah too. That he sent the quail by.
Might run into a damn alligator, running through the swamps.
Alligator
Across the alligator don't try to bite you. Huh?
Give you a ride across the lake.
Maybe. I'm talking about in the dangers, man. In a realistic way. You might run into a cougar running in the woods and shit. You see a cougar running with your family, and the cougar don't attack you. Come up and sit down and chill, like you're saying. Right. It might bring some food, drop it, and bounce. Like, oh, shit. Bring another one.
We chilling at the camp in the wilderness and some troops come through and all of a sudden the cougar come out of nowhere and devour them.
Crazy, man. All right, Revelation 11:11. We can start wrapping it up. I think it's about to shut off, right?
So Revelation 11:11.
Yeah.
Revelation chapter 11, verse 11. And after and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from Yahweh entered to them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them.
Right, that's fear. You know, what you fear, you try to shut it down. They fear it, man. You know, that's the threat right there. You know, we're a threat to their lives. That's it. Are you telling the truth? Oh, hell no. It's lightning right there. Yo. We're not going to shut it down. Yeah. All right. So let's read one more. Revelation 12:12.
Revelation 12:12.
Yeah. They say, hey, well done, the wiz, and in that day, not even lightning shall be frightened by a lion.
That day.
On that day.
Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them, both in the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath.
Yeah, that's for you. That's for you people. The one that's not listening. The one that's listening is not for you.
Yeah.
He said all these scourges is for the wicked. You see that? He said coming down unto you, having great wrath.
Because he knoweth that he has but a short time.
Their time almost up, man. James 12:1. Yep. Psalms 124:7. And then Psalms 9:13. We got that.
This is Daniel, chapter 12,
Yep.
verse 1.
Just one verse, yep.
And it says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people.
Yep.
And there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation.
Right, that's death and hell once again. That's hell. That's sorrow, man. That's coming from that. You know, trouble. Go ahead.
Even to that same time, and at that time, thy people shall be delivered.
See, the elect of Israel going to be delivered, but the rest of them, he said, they're going to bow down their backs all the way, meaning all the way under that shit. Under their troubles, under the oppression of Esau, all the way to the end. Go ahead.
Every one that shall be found written in the book.
Right, so they're going to be tangled up in their own sins and troubles, which is going to bring more hell upon themselves. All right, but the elect are going to be delivered. We just read that too in Revelation, you know, the book, once again. All right, Psalms 124:7, and then Psalms 9:13, and the NLP, so we can wrap it up. 124:7.
This is Psalms chapter 124 and verse 7. Our soul is escaped as a bird out of the snare of the fowlers.
Right.
The snare is broken and we are escaped.
Right, man. We're going to say that someday. The snare is broken. We're going to see the snare being broken, and then we're going to escape. Take it up to the chariots, man. We should catch that light good.
Once the Lord endows his man with spiritual power, Lord willing, we be of that number, that snare is going to be broken. Right. Now they can say, oh, do this, or I'm going to take away your EB to it. You know, whatever Esau, dumb shit Esau says to try to put fear in people. All this is going to be broken.
That's right.
This is Psalms 9.
Yeah, Psalms 9:13. Let's keep it short and sweet, y'all.
This is Psalms 9:13. Have mercy upon me, O Yahweh, considering my trouble, which I suffer of them that hate me.
Right, so the Lord He's gonna answer the prayers of King David. He's gonna give us a short mercy to David, man. And that's what we're asking for today is mercy from Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Right? And deliver us from the troubles of them that hate us, man. And we know who hate us. Go ahead.
Thou that liftest me up from the gates of death.
So the Lord gonna lift us up from a certain death. Something that seems like a certain death, like they got us, the Lord gonna lift us up from that. All right? And from this death, meaning this low condition. But we're gonna wrap it up. Precept, anybody? Okay, you good? All right, we wrap it up, man. And with that, we're gonna close it out. Thank you, YouTube. We're gonna say, call,
Halayim, La, Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushai, Bashim, Ha, Rakah, Kadash, Mama.
All right, double line to the elder apostles of GMS and the elders. And shalom to you, Akim. Turn it around for me. And I want them and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth, man. Yeah, y'all might see some lightning in a minute. You know, with that, we're gonna say shalom.
Shalom.
Push.
It's a boy.